Hey, sixth graders, welcome back. And for today's mini lesson, we are going to discuss how characters are torn between competing pressures. So during our last class, we did a lot of good thinking and reading work with Miss Julia as we listened to our read aloud. We investigated the role that the settings sometimes play in shaping our characters. We thought about the kind of place that Will is in right now and how the particular mood or atmosphere of that place can affect him, whether it is positively or negatively. And maybe we just don't know yet. But we do, well, I'm starting to think it's kind of like he's being led away from his inner moral compass or conscience by the pressures that he's experiencing in these places. So let's move on. So today I want to teach you that when characters seem torn, when they're acting one way on the outside and a different way on the inside, it's sometimes because they're being pulled in different directions, kind of like a tug of war. You can only consider ways the pressures of a place might be pulling them away from their inner compass. So today we're going to ask ourselves as we read, is something in the setting pulling a character between competing pressures? And then we'll start to notice that when characters are feeling differently on the inside, then they're expressing on the outside. And we'll consider how the setting may be affecting what they say and what they do. So, today's two questions that we'll constantly be asking ourselves as we read is, how is the character acting towards everyone on the outside? And is the character feeling the same way on the inside? Then they're acting on the outside. So let's reread an excerpt, or you can listen as I read an excerpt from The Fight. "I hear you want to fight me," he said. "That's right," I said. "I'll meet you after school." "I'll be there," I said. Then he walked away, and I discovered two interesting things about myself. The first was that the idea of fighting terrified me. And the second was that in moments of extreme fear, my body produced ice cold sweat. So for today's mini lesson notes, you can copy my notes into your own. And you can also add your own thinking. But I've done most of the thinking work for us, so you can listen and follow along. So how is the character acting towards everyone on the outside, externally? On the outside, it seems like Will wants to fight. It seems like it. The second question is the character feeling the same way on the inside? Then they're acting on the outside. And we know because we can pay attention to the context clues in our text. Evidence, evidence, evidence. So internally, we know that the idea of fighting terrified him. He says this right in the text. How do characters have to act in this setting in order to fit in? So we already know, based on text evidence, that we can cite, even pull a quote, to prove that it seems that you have to be tough at school, or at least the school that Will goes to. It has a reputation for being tough, or kids have a reputation. Will's worried about his reputation, about seeming tough, the stress. Is the setting making them act differently than how they feel? So I see some people agreeing. I see some people typing into their computers. And I'm sure we can all agree that Will is acting tough, when he really feels terrified. All right. So do you see how we were able to notice when a character acts differently on the outside than they really feel on the inside? We considered the setting or the mood of that particular place, and also analyzed how the setting might contribute or add to how the character is acting. So now it's your turn. So for independent work time today, I want you to continue asking yourself as you jot, is the character torn is something in the setting, pulling a character between competing pressures. I can't wait to continue reading all the wonderful work that we're doing in class, and I want to tell you that I'm proud of you and I want you to continue keeping up the great work that you are giving us. So can't wait until next time where we get to meet again, and have a wonderful rest of your day.